Okay, so my streaming setup still seems to be working. I have decided to come back to this Access Italy series as we haven't really finished it. I think the music is a bit loud. Okay. Well, I apologize for having abandoned this series and my Twitch and YouTube channels. But going to pick up where we left off, see if we can bring this to a good end. Access Italy playthrough. I'm kind of not sure what we were up to. I remember we were always trying to make some headway in Africa. We seem to be stuck in Tanzania, modern day Tanzania, thereabout. I also remember that we have almost completely negligible forces only left. Okay. Infantry division in northeast. There are a few in training in northwest Italy. One is ready and deployed. Have some black shirts militia in western North Africa, but that's about it. That's an entire division for all of Italian-controlled North Africa. You remember we released Egypt as a puppet, control the Suez Canal zone, still Italian territory. Egypt does not have troops on its own. Have a theater HQ in Alexandria. We have some militia in Cyprus. We have an infantry division in Malta. We have an infantry division without support elements in Rome, and we have one on Sardinia. All of the Balkan Peninsula is in the Axis. And we remember that the Eastern Front, from the Axis perspective, was not going very well for a long time. Although right now I see few green arrows pointing towards the east. See here a lot of German divisions under strength. A bit better, more towards the south. And then we have the Italian 6th Army and 4th Army. In the Ukraine. And where it gets more interesting. We have a lot of forces in Persia and even in India. That might be the key to this. We have the Italian Caspian Sea Army. Under General Frattini. Currently fighting in the Caucasus. Actually making some small progress towards the northwest. The idea of supporting the overall Axis Eastern Front. Then we have a Italian First Army in eastern or northeast. Rather weak front line. Can't even cover every province with a division. On the other hand, we are keeping the Soviets at bay, even pressuring them in some areas. And then in India, that is a small force. Italian army in India. Total of 5 divisions. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm back in the game. I have my picture. Strategic picture again. We have considerable naval forces in the Indian Ocean. Few submarine flotillas cutting off India. We have a cruiser squadron returning to Aden. The Aquila strike group infantry brigades, regiments. We have another cruiser squadron reinforced with a ship. And we have the are those areas? They have the same name. So I should rename her. Probably came out of the production queue for some reason with the name that was already named that. Another strike group with another light carrier. And then forces in Africa are pretty big. With 2 armies. Of 16 divisions. And then in terms of naval, we have a lot of air force at home. We have some transport fleet in Metropolitan Italy. And a few more warships. Although 6 of those are in the reserve fleet, outdated old cruisers. Two very old destroyer flotillas. Newer destroyer flotillas, that's good. First squadron with 2 modern battleships and some destroyer flotillas in port. And we even have a heavy carrier strike, regular size carrier. reinforced squadron with another 2 battleships. Then they really have to, really don't know anymore where we were at last time I recorded. I'm going to have to take a look at my economy as well. My military production, we are training infantry regiments and support regiments because we decided to switch from a binary division design to a triangular division design. There are a lot of infantry regiments in training. We are training or upgrading some militia regiments to motorized infantry, and we are also training mechanized infantry, and we're slightly expanding our industrial capacity, which is 154. A lot. We have asked for German land lease. It seems that currently we're not receiving any. Okay, and then there's a fleet returning to port. Second cruises. And we are low on fuel. And another resource. Officer ratio good. National unity is pretty good. Given the fact that we are already in India, I think it's clear it would be a huge advantage for us if we could take India out of the war. Because it's obviously a gigantic resources pool for the Allies. But we only have 5 divisions here. We probably think about pulling some divisions from other theaters to speed up the Indian campaign. Persia would be close geographically, but it is already a weak front, considering the geography. Nothing we can pull from North Africa or metropolitan Italy. We're already kind of weak, especially since the Mediterranean is still open. Spain is not in the Axis. Vichy France is not in the Axis. Kind of a weak underbelly here. We have 16 divisions in Italy that those could be used, and then we have 9 divisions in Russia. Actually, I don't really like to weaken further. Problem with Africa is that it takes a lot of time to pull out divisions from these low infrastructure areas. And another problem is, of course, that we are under pressure here. Pulling more divisions away would be ideal. Currently losing Battle of Costawansville. We have transport going on. We have 2 infantry regiments going to Africa, and I believe that is because we already did pull some divisions from Africa. Hmm. We have a few problems to solve, but I'm gonna have to think about it first. Let's unpause the game for now. And we are under attack in Mbeya, which is not the first time either. Have some battles going on in the Caucasus. And in India, 17th is flanking Delhi north, thereby attacking Nepalese core HQ. And the light armor division is pulling back after freeing Agra. Why though? Why back? Maybe I should just pursue instead of going back. I think the idea was pulling back to Alwar and then attack from two sides to take Alwar. I noticed we do have medium bombers. India, but otherwise we don't have a lot of air support. We have 5 wings light fight and wings of heavy fight. Quite sure what the reason is here, but I'm going to redeploy this air fleet to India. In the Caucasus, we have no air support. We do have medium bombers here. See if we can use them. These already seem to have a mission. Light bombers also exist. Apparently, should have air support. Africa as well. At least we did at some point. I remember that. Yes, we have medium bombers here and transport. We're going to lose the battle. Manswell. And 1st Infantry Division will not arrive in time. 50th Division is reorganizing. I think they retreated from Costermansville north to Stanleyville. Okay. Then we have won the Battle of Panipat and are driving away the Nepalese. Going to order this division to stay for the moment until I'm clear to what I want to do. Trying to capture Bombay with the 3rd Mountain Infantry Division. Battle doesn't seem to be going anywhere. I'm going to cancel it for the moment. What's the province? Which one? Oh, I see. Soviets are pushing on the flank. And British carrier planes attacking mountain infantry outside Bombay. Cruiser squadron arrived in front. Soviet ground attacks. Sorry. We are going to capture an airbase further inland in India. And our Italian naval bombers are confronted by fighters over Batumi. Cancel the mission for those naval bombers. They can reorganize. I think we will keep controlling in Mbeya. We will drive the enemy away. Aquila strike group has arrived in Aden. And our submarines are sinking transports in Diego Garcia, or in the waters surrounding Diego Garcia. Enemy has been driven away. Mbeya. Good. Of course, there are still some British units running around behind our back to beat them, or to find them, hunt them down and isolate them. And another naval transport unit has arrived in Aden. Bombers. Africa not doing too much right now. We have to keep that in mind, maybe find a better deployment for them. Lose a squadron arrives in Aden as well. Italy did clear the Arabian Peninsula except for Saudi Arabia. The formerly British controlled zones now under Axis control. How's our money situation? Our money is falling. What kind of trade agreements do we have? We're importing energy from Germany. Exporting rare. I mean, none of the rare materials is critical. Some of the stockpiles are low, but luckily none of them are critical. The fuel is critical. That could be fixed by importing more oil. We don't have any diplomats. What's this? Move up with the army HQ. Caucasus front is going decent. Or have to secure our eastern flank at some point, of course, but I think we'll be able to do that. My main problem is a lack of forces. We have 533 available manpower. I will always think of this number as a multiple of thousands. 533 men available for recruitment. And my medium bombers are being attacked over Caucasus. Fine. And then Portugal wants to sell fuel to us for a lot of money. We're not going to accept this. We can try to gain oil. Let's Peru would be selling, but it's actually quite risky. Of course, that's a long trip, exposing our trade routes. But Spain. Greece, I checked, they are unlikely to sell oil to us. Maybe so we already concluded the trade agreement with Saudi Arabia. We're even exporting crude oil to Germany. What? Actually 20 units. Germany still has a deficit. I think I'm going to cancel the oil export to Germany because I actually need oil quite a bit. My fuel reserves are so low. And if they really need oil, they can ask for another trade. 20 units of oil would actually probably solve. Yeah, we're importing a lot of oil. Yeah, even from South America. Exporting rares to Switzerland. I suppose for money. Keep the budget more or less balanced. Rebasing some submarine flotillas to the Indian coast. We're keeping British trade at bay, that's good. I'm wondering, can we spare any divisions? Research first. Submarine crew training. Improved it. Better morale and better positioning. Is March 1944, end of March 44. We haven't checked research. What are the active projects? Submarine. We are improving our submarines. We're improving crew training and we're improving technologies. Not sonar though. Yet. In terms of industry. Pretty much up to date except our rare materials. Mining technique and full processing technique. Improve. Also trying to improve our agriculture, but it's already at a pretty good level. Infantry techs are up to date, all of them. But armor look too great. We are trying to update our light tanks. Escorts are a bit behind. The guns are good, the engines not so much. Submarine warfare not so much. That's not a big problem. Submarines haven't been really the main problem. The anti-air armament. Cruisers, especially the heavy ones, are fairly up to date. With cruiser design principles be improved. Capital ships. The armor for battleships is not great. The engines are okay, and the main armament is actually good. Construction materials good. And then we have carrier techs ready. I've already built some carriers, but the techs are not the greatest. In terms of bombers, not really modern bombers we have here. Fighters though look too bad, except we don't have a lot of range. We don't have escort for our bombers. Industry, we looked at this. Let's start researching proximity fuse and radar guided theory. Too much to say. What about doctrines? Land doctrines look okay. Really up to date. Operational doctrines are up to date as well. Naval doctrines. We did run into some range problems since we opened up the Indian Ocean. Area 16, hi. Nope, this is not stuck. Hearts of Iron 3, this is also not Black Ice, this is HPP. HPP stands for Historical Plausibility Project, which is a super mod, combining a lot of smaller mods like similar to the idea is to make the game a bit more realistic, and I think the mod team has done a fantastic job with this. Oh, I'm sorry. Checked my audio settings. Trying to speak more into the mic. Yeah, so naval doctrines are okay. We should probably consider underway replenishment at some point. We did run into some problems since we started operating in the Indian Ocean. Those are the carrier related doctrines, and those are the battle fleet related doctrines. are a bit behind for escort carriers and anti-submarine warfare. The cruiser doctrines are okay. Battleship doctrines are a bit behind. Overall sea lane control is not top of the line, but it's okay. And several crew trainings, destroyer crew trainings could be improved. Yeah, they're the ones most behind. Okay, so about air doctrine. I think project that just ended will be invested into anti-aircraft armament for ships. That's how we can protect the most value in our armed forces. And apparently we caught a British spy. Which training we do have 5 diplomats at and troop transports just delivered to infantry regiments. And the idea here is to reinforce some of my divisions in Africa, as we are switching to the triangular division design. I don't know if I planned this the last time, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to upgrade some of these divisions with the extra infantry regiments, and then I'm going to pull one division out, which will go to India. Okay. We will reinforce 4th Division and 5th. Then maybe we can pull out the 1st. I'm not sure which one. I have to think about. Division I want to pull out. Maybe the Marines. I'm going to send them on their way to the coast, to the port. HoI, hi! Good to see you. Yes, I've been away. And Area 16, I agree. Hearts of Iron 4 is not a good game. Yes, Hearts of Iron 3 is much more involved, much more interesting to play, more realistic, more historical. Yes, you can say the graphics are outdated, and of course the game has issues stability, etc. But it's no comparison. Yeah, that's possible that Hearts of Iron 4 is better for MP. I've never played, so I can only speak from Let's Plays that I've seen or streams. But so far I've never felt the need to buy Hearts of Iron 4. When I see the graphics and the map, of course the graphics are more modern. I like the unit designer. But the map is actually, I think the Hearts of Iron 4 map is actually worse than the Hearts of Iron 3 map. But that's my personal taste. I compare when I play strategy games or military games, then I'm really realism focused, and I think the different map modes here, I don't know, it's just better. Anyway, air battle over Romania. Okay. I do have fighters. They're defending against Soviet naval bombers, which are trying to attack the Romanian fleet in St. George. I have another cruiser squadron in the Black Sea. Currently have no orders, so what we can do is we send them rolling. Okay, and we have moved up on the north flank, or in the central valley, the Eastern Caucasus, approaching Tbilisi. Soviets are sending reinforcements on the front line to the northeast. 15th Division is about to arrive. What's the name of this province? Osrek. And 12th Division is about to take control of Polop. And even though 8th Division is disorganized, I'm going to do... Apparently my intelligence tells me that there is only one militia division defending Tbilisi in the east. So we can see if I can do a probing attack here. Maybe have some success. Actually 4th Corps in the center here. That attack seems to be going fairly well for the time being. This is the Indian theater. Right, we are slowly pushing. See if I can keep the pressure up. Oh no, this division is completely disorganized. I'm going to have it rest for a few days and reorganize. It's March 29, 7 o'clock in the morning. I suppose this is Rome time. Obviously, going to be the same time in India as it is in Rome. Never really thought about this, because wherever I am on the map in Hearts of Iron 3, I always have... The clock doesn't change if I move my view east or west, which It would if it would display the local time. Central Serene Bay Basin, we have another transport. 21st Division arrived Subsoar. Okay. Okay, most of these divisions are already improved, meaning that they already have 3 regiments infantry. 20th Division here seems to be the exception. For the time being, I'm not going to push here. I think I need to reorganize my HQs. And forces are sort of weak. We have another air battle, Soviet naval bombers. Well, urban going well. India, we'll need more forces probably to take Delhi. Okay. Finally, 16th Division has arrived. I'll have to support the attack on Derbent to secure our flank. Then Italian medium bombers are supporting the attacks in the Caucasus. Counterattack by the Soviets with light bombers. Battle of Derbent is won. Pushing back the Soviets. Not sure if I ordered. Yeah, I think this division is move and take the flank along the shores of the Caspian Sea. Going to give these divisions a bit of time to reorganize, and then 5th Corps will try to push the flank. Maybe 5th and 4th Corps will have to cooperate here, although like we're going to take another Kolop as well. Here the odds are actually improving. Thinking more enemy transport. And we have an attack in northern Italy. Medium bombers accompanied by heavy fighters being engaged by 3 Italian wings of fighters, while we also catch with this. Other Kolop fell. They're Italian control now. Major General Ballisti, leading the 12th Division, has taken control here. attacks in northern Italy, fighting over formerly Austrian territory. Do we have... yeah, we have supplies being shipped directly into Indian ports. Let's try again to attack Bombay. Not really going anywhere. Looks like the militia will be driven out here. Unfortunately, 7th Division is disorganized. 4th Division is not, so we could try to pin... could try a pinning attack to pin enemy divisions in this portion of the front. We'll have the 7th Division support this attack. This will give 8th Division time. 20th Division is hunting down the Brits in eastern Persia. Second Corps, the army in the Middle East, arrived in its new command post out of the front. Could try to drive the Soviets back over this river. Speaking of rivers, I wanted to pull up a map. I'm always actually curious as to what I'm looking at on the map. It's very hard to find good maps on the internet for physical geography. I'm going to put in rivers in Central Asia. But yeah, some of them are behind paywalls. Or they don't have the rivers that I'm looking for. Tricky. It's always tricky. Yeah, I see the big ones, but they are not the smaller ones. They don't have on this map. Maybe OpenStreetMap. I could try OpenStreetMap. Because I hear that it's pretty good. We have a river here forming the border, more or less, between Persia and Russia. We're at the time now. Nowadays, this is actually Turkmenistan in the north. See, I can see body of water. Doesn't give me a name. Even when I zoom in. So maybe I have to. Yeah, can't really figure it out right now. Too bad. But anyway, the idea is maybe I can try to push the Soviets back the river. I only have 4 divisions here, but I expect that my army is better trained, more experienced, better commanders. Maybe we can get something done. We've driven the Brits away, now they're moving to this province. I'm trying to cut them off. I think I'm entering a cat and mouse game. Can't possibly win. And 11th Division runs into some Nepalese mountain infantry. As they are swinging north. And we have an Indian HQ trying to secure Indore. Indore, I'm not sure about the pronunciation of this name. I'm trying to capture the airbase here with 3rd Corps of the Italian army in India. For the longest time I've actually wanted to assign a mission to my heavy fighters. Quite sure what the range is on those. Apparently not enough can bomb this HQ. For a few days I'm going to do that. Maybe for a week or so. What's the range of my medium bombers? They have a strength 83%. I can reach Delhi. And I can reach Bombay. I know that there are some air assets here. It's actually quite a large air base, but I want to support the attack. So starting a time-limited defensive mission of night bombings. Let's do this. Also for a week. Then we will re-evaluate. And if everything goes well, we will capture an airbase more close to the front. We have improved submarine air warning equipment. I think I'm going to switch out of this. I already have the best oil refining techs, pretty good in conversion from coal to oil. My oil stockpile increasing, but we're still low on fuel. I'm trading away 141 units of fuel. Ow. Not really exporting, am I? No, I'm not exporting fuel somehow. I suppose that's most of my fuel is in the network currently, is on ships instead of in stockpile. think most of my mechanized and motorized forces are in Russia. There are no convoys going here. Suppose some of my fuel is going to my army in the Ukraine, but then it's being consumed probably by others as well. I'm not sure why my fuel supply is so low, but I assume that I'm actually producing a lot of fuel, but it always disappears into the network. Of course, there's a lot of fuel here. Wherever I base fleet units, some fuel here because I have an air base. Air Force units. Well, suppose we'll have to work with what we have. Submarine warning equipment. I think we could get escort fighters. Or give really a boost to our fleet in terms of air defense. The proximity fuse. I'm opting for the proximity fuse. Protecting the fleet can never be wrong. Fortunately, this ground battle isn't going anywhere. Not at the moment. Okay, so the Soviets managed to pull Mongol or Tanutuva fort in. They are defending Tbilisi from attack in the east, but they have lost the battle for Yerevan, south of the city. A 5th Corps launches an attack along the Caspian Sea shore. And here we're going to run into a problem. If this division moves up, I'm going to have a gap in my front line here. Cannot move this, cannot switch over this division. Not for the time being. If I take this province, I'll have a gap here, so might have to shorten the front line a bit before I can do anything wrong. Then we have 6th Division attacking Oshkola, which is only occupied by HQ units. That's over here. That should be no problem. Then the battle for Morguk will also be in Italy's favor. 2 well-trained and equipped Italian infantry divisions against the Soviet 48th Militia Division. Running into opposition in India. Reinforcements are urgently needed. And I'll pull back this division here. Otherwise, they will get ideas. I'm going to abandon this attack because I don't want to give up the province. I think I'm going to abandon this attack as well to give 8th Division time to reorganize. We could try though to use 7th Division support first. If it helps any. By the way, what's going on in the Ukraine? Pretty static front. Time. Okay, finally, the battle in the north. Bombay is won, but the problem is out of divisions here. I'm still looking at the 3 divisions. 4. Yeah, get. This is the cell 5. Anyone? Makes 20. Can sell 10 units of supplies to Spain for 0.98. We have a deficit of 4.49. Okay, so that takes care of about 20% of our deficit. We can sell 5 units of supplies to Hungary. Takes care of another 10%. And another 10% to Switzerland. Less than 10%. So we pretty much hopefully halved the deficit. Okay. Allied counterattack. A disorganized division. But if I stop them from moving, improve. Here we can defend across the river. Pretty good. I think I'll have 17th Division up here and counterattack in the rear of this Nepalese cavalry division. We get resources from our puppets. Palestine sends 1500 energy. We have training difficulties. Our current training regime is sustainable. Now we have extended our draft on our quality. Okay, that's a game. But at least we increase our manpower. I think last time I streamed, the last episode, declared extended draft emergency recruitment. Means we lose some efficiency for production, starting experience. But we also use up our reserves not as fast. So, what happens if do a probing attack here? Actually, I have regiments infantry here and 2 support regiments. Means there will still be 6 regiments of infantry and 2 regiments of militia if I leave this. Province. Going to do that. Don't think the Soviets will dare to attack across the river into mountains. And if they do, I expect even the Iraqis to be able to hold. Brits attack my infantry in the mountains. Anyway, I was wondering, do we have no naval production except for some convoy escorts? We need more reinforcements and we need more upgrades as well. There are a few projects that are finishing, namely some supply brigades to support brigades. Okay, 17th division is about to arrive. Panipat, I can turn it north. The HQ moved up front, good. Bombers are being attacked behind the front by Soviet fighter. I think I'm going to cancel mission for the time being. I have a bunch of submarines redeploying to Karachi. Trying to See what the fleets are doing. Light bombers in fly a bombing mission for a month. This front pocket. Trying to understand what's going on with the front line. Actually, there seems to be a small. Not sure, but it's possible that the Axis is almost threatening to cut off some Soviet-occupied northern Norway. And it looks like the front is at least stable in the north. But Moscow is out of reach, eastern Ukraine is out of reach. We're controlling Kryvyi Rih. We don't even control fully the Dnieper curve here. Control the Strait of Kerch. Naval bomb. Let's fly an intensive attack this port. See what's going on. Fuel is slightly improving, though it's still in the red. It would be nice to have a second division close by. We're losing connection with the HQ. This is an army. We have a group command. We don't need. We have a theater command here. Oh, this is actually an army group. Yes. So this army group command will deploy to India. Maybe. Doesn't work. I would need a theater for India. Now have. formed it in Tehran. Going to name it Superiore Vicino Oriente. That's for, okay, let's call this the Indian headquarters command. Unfortunately, I can't fly HQs. This would be a nice feature of the game. Load HQs into transport, fly them somewhere. I can ship it. I do have a transport. I have most of my fleet sits in port. That's because of the fuel issues that I'm having. Otherwise, I would love to be patrolling the Indian Ocean. We have defended, but 6th CCNN division is still disorganized. Take this airbase. See at the, let's look at the troop movements. 3 regiments. The move. The naval infantry returning to the harbor, the Indian Ocean, so I can hopefully transport at least 1 division over to India. We might be able to push the... That's too bad. We have cavalry, Indian cavalry moving to protect airbase. Maybe we should give up Bombay. Maybe I'm trying to do too much. If I had this mountain infantry division further north, these 2 divisions could work together, and then maybe we could at least secure airbase here. Let me try to do that. Giving up on Bombay for the time being, pulling back 3rd Mountain Infantry Division further north. Even after driving the Nepalese away, probably I'll have to turn this division around. Not going anywhere. Up the HQ here. I'm redeploying some HQ so that they're closer to their respective divisions. Still trying to break through to the outskirts of Tbilisi. Not happening anytime soon. So trying to push north. Taking some time. What's actually important for me is when I can have new divisions or new units ready for deployment. Mid-April, some infantry and support, and at the end of May we will have 3 more infantry regiments. Then here we are upgrading a few divisions to infantry. But it's all taking its sweet time. Naval bombers are bombarding Novorossiysk. What do we see here? Cavalry, support, infantry, some fighters, some militia. 6 regiments of motorized infantry, transports and motorized support. So this area is heavily defended. And here only 2 Axis divisions are holding the front line. Finnish cavalry and German infantry. Very high, very large Soviet forces actually on the Axis Eastern Front. What do we see here in of ground units? Medium armor, 2 regiments, regiments of cavalry, a regiment of heavy armor, 1 regiment of support, 3 infantry regiments, 1 light armor regiments, 4 regiments of motorized infantry, 2 mechanized support regiments, and 1 motorized. Those are, we're looking at about 3, maybe 4 armor divisions, at least 1 motorized infantry division, and an infantry division and a cavalry division. Ending just 1 province outside 3v3. And it doesn't look much different than most other provinces. And when I look at the Axis side, I see a lot of divisions. Some of them are even quite weak. Once the Soviets decide to get the ball rolling here, quite tough to withstand. I guess we can call ourselves lucky being able to push them in some other areas. The Soviets are defending against our ground attacks. We're still not receiving any Lend-Lease from Germany. We're not doing any up. Maybe we can scale down supplies production a bit. We're actually overproducing it. Even though the engine or the economy or whatever demands more than we are. Maybe let's on to 30. We'll keep an eye on it. Maybe we can get some upgrades done. Make use of all the research that we're doing. There are some technologies that will come through soon. Through training, industrial efficiency. We have stolen British blueprints for better torpedoes. That's wonderful. We can always use that, especially against the Brits. Gives our submarines better convoy attack and sea attack. And even improves our destroyers as well. Nice. Interesting, I reduced supplies production, but I'm actually now producing more than before. But that's the net effect. Maybe we're using less supplies as we're moving into I'm not sure, but the fuel is falling, although our fuel deficit finally, we have won the Battle of HoI3 against Nepalese mountain infantry. What if I turn this division now south? Try to take Indore. What if we try to attack Petrove? Heck of it. Are we looking at 2 armor divisions, a motorized division, and and an infantry division. But they're well dug in. Obviously, I don't expect that this will go very far. Try to wear them down. Maybe some other Axis forces can decide to join the attack. With airstrike. Improving bomber ground crew training. Now pretty much up to date. I'm going to switch out of this. Now let's get better airframes for single engine planes. We have moved over 2 additional divisions. The mountain infantry will stay here. Most of these are defensive leaders. I'm going to have to think about the setup for this. We have a Soviet submarine flotilla operating. See if we can hunt them with area task force. Getting off from Germany. They do want to sell energy to us. Problem is, I don't really have money. Well, I have money, but I don't want to spend it on that, so I'm going to let this trade offer expire. Then we run into some other Indian units. Want to fight them, so going to retreat north. What happens if I try to cross the river? The light armor division here. Doesn't look too good against the cavalry. If I try to attack the militia, yeah, works better. Running, of course, the risk that the cavalry swoops in behind me, takes the city. Get some opposition to our overseas trade. Support the attack here. Should soon be able to cross the river, the light armor. Or maybe we should then surround Delhi. Focus our efforts on Delhi. Yes, Malaysian militia has been driven out without trust. Manpower is increasing, that's great. Fortunately, we could not capture any Soviet divisions. Our convoys are being hunted. We're constantly being attacked. Retreat the mountain infantry towards the central Indian mountainous region. We'll move the HQ into the city. Maybe that'll deter the Malaysian cavalry. I'm trying to move in. Actually here the battle odds are improving. Looks like. Although we are losing organization. Also doesn't look like anybody else is joining into the battle of our allies. To see if I maybe can bring in an additional division. I finally finished the mission. support regiments. Looks like we are taking Meta, east of Tbilisi. This will open a gap in the front. I think our next objective is your center here of the northeastern portion of Caucasus front. We have more long-distance bombers flying into northern Italy. Being engaged by Italian Air Force over Austria. And Kuwait stops selling rare materials to us. Destroyers have arrived in Genoa. I'm going to have them patrol. Anti-submarine mission. We have won the Battle of Petroe, which is astonishing. Maybe, I don't know if the Germans joined in or what happened. Apparently, or if it was the planes that made the difference, the light bombers. I don't even need to redeploy the 29th Motorized Infantry Division. I'm going to have to stay where they are. Maybe we can get the front moving around Riviere. That would be great. We're finishing infantry regiments as well. Finish training. Probably deploy towards India. Unless we'll see. We have able to cross the river. Good. And we're trying to get an HQ over to India as well. Slowly building up the staff and the HQ personnel. And the front in Tanzania or Mozambique. I think Tanzania is even further south. In Mozambique, southern Kenya. It's actually quiet. Interesting. There haven't been any attacks recently. 2 divisions on the retreat toward East Africa out of Congo. We also have a few divisions on the move back into Costermansville, them 1st Division. See how they fare. 50th Division is very slowly reorganizing. Can try to. No, I can't do that. of range for my transport. If I build an airstrip. Okay, we've made it across the river. And we kicked the Indians out of Delhi. It's actually looking pretty good. Even though we're attacking across the river. And then we have, what's this, Australia or New Zealand? Cavalry from New Zealand here. So, lots of allied reinforcements in India. Which in turn means we will have to reinforce India. Of course, otherwise, operation will be doomed. Their light armor is taking Petrove. We'll only have one division move over. And then Soviet counterattack, 54th Soviet Infantry Division back. Losing some rare materials trades. And we have captured Meta, the outskirts of Tbilisi. Which means Tbilisi is actually open. Apparently my intelligence does not report any forces inside the city. The problem is I'm stretched thin. I already have a hole here in Snorri. In my front line. Here's something I can attack or keep. Oh yeah, no, there are actually intelligence reports. City is occupied. Not quite clear with what. There's a counterattack as well. The counterattack on Petrove was pushed away, that's good. And first division has arrived in Costermontville. It's immediately under attack from South African infantry. Battle of Delhi is won. We'll drive out Indian garrison. Problem is we do not circle and destroy any enemy divisions. We'll still have to deal with all the forces. Would be better in the long run to actually destroy enemy forces instead of just capturing enemy territory. And I'm going to attack south with this division. Or should we could actually try to close off and destroy the northern forces first. Well, I'm not quite sure my tanks can do in the north, so I'm gonna push them south. I think that's better. And our needs for upgrades are coming down, that's wonderful. Going to expand reinforcements again. By redistributing from supplies. Yeah, now we're of course losing some territory here to the Indians. It's okay. Capture of Bombay is enough time being. first infantry regiment to reinforce. Almost there. Of course, some of our convoys are sunk. Not too much we can do about this. New Zealand counterattack. Oh, girl. The Indians start moving out of Lahore. Going to be a problem. I need about 2 divisions here, 2 divisions here. I currently have only one division on the way, which is the naval infantry. It'll take another 2 weeks to arrive in the port. Take some time to ship them over to India. Then it will take them quite some time to move to the front, wherever that may be. I'll form some emergency divisions. I mean, I could pull 3 divisions from the mainland. 3 full strength divisions. 1 from Sardinia. One, 2, 3, 4. Four division. The rest will get some time still to arrive. I don't think I can pull anything from Ukraine, really. I might be able to pull something from Eastern Persia. Maybe that's what I should. But whatever happens, we'll do this. Will happen on the next stream. Coming up to 2.5 hours. Great to be back in this game and to streaming. I'm looking forward to the next stream over the course of the next few days. Thanks everybody for stopping by, and see you soon. Until then, take care, stay safe, have a good night.